Ladies and gentlemen, there was a story that came out on DetroitNews.com. 233 Detroit cops were quarantined. 150 could return to duty this week. So, it's no telling how many police departments are going through this, and we're just not hearing a thing. 233 cops? That sounds like the entire police force, don't it? Wow. So, the number of Detroit police officers under quarantine reached 233 Sunday, although 150 of them will be restored to duty this week if they exhibit no Rona virus symptoms. Police Chief James Craig, who you see in this picture, that's what he said. Craig said a member of his command staff has been diagnosed with Rona. Several others have symptoms, he said. I've quarantined others who have underlying health issues. Among the newly quarantined cops are 6 officers and a sergeant who responded to a domestic violence run on Detroit's West Side Saturday and had contracted. Um, they actually contracted this from the suspect. See, that's where their job becomes dangerous because they have to make contact with the public. Okay, and the suspect was confirmed to have contracted the virus, according to Craig. Whenever officers have contact with someone who confirmed or have contracted the virus, it's mandatory quarantine, Craig said. They have to be quarantined for 14 days. And if they show no symptoms, they're released. After Saturday's arrest, Craig said the suspect had to be taken to a quarantine area of Detroit Receiving Hospital. The jail wouldn't take him, he said. Wow. Wow. Before, those kind of people for domestic violence would be jailed. Now if you got CV, they won't take you. Although Craig said he's hopeful more than half of the quarantine officers would soon be back in commission if they show no symptoms, he said. There's a backup plan in place if there's a further strain on manpower. I got a call from Mission State Police Colonel Joseph Gasper, and he offered to make state police available to augment our staffing issues, Craig said. I told him we may do it in the coming weeks, although we just don't know what our needs will be because this thing is changing so rapidly. I hope to get those 150 officers back. On Friday, Craig said 150 of his officers were quarantined in an effort to stop the spread of the virus. Earlier, 80 officers were quarantined. Wow. Some are showing symptoms, some are not, Craig said, of the quarantine officers. I'm getting mixed reports. Craig said a couple of officers assigned to public safety headquarters were confirmed to have the virus. On Friday, he said the 9th precinct was the most seriously impacted precinct and that he called in officers from other areas to cover the manpower shortage. Craig said he has ordered his officers with beards to shave them, temporarily rescinding the relaxed policy he implemented after he took over as police chief in 2013. I don't see, I haven't seen any officers with beards. I guess that's up there in Detroit. Around here, they're all clean shaven or, a mustache, but that's it. You can get a good seal with the N95 mask if you have a beard. So I've changed the facial policy while we're in this crisis, Craig said. Craig said the policy reverts back to the standard adopted by most paramilitary operations, which is also in place for the Detroit Police Special Response Team. The SRT members can't wear beards for the same reason. They often deploy gas masks and they can't get a good seal with a beard. Few officers have expressed concerns over the decision, he said, but this was done for our members' safety. It's only temporary. It'll grow back. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's an awful lot of officers that had to go into quarantine. 233 from one police department? Damn. Oh my goodness. When you see something like this, you have to wonder how many other police departments is this happening to that we haven't heard a thing about. Now, there are articles, and I showed you in another video where, they do announce a police officer, or even a few in the department that had to quarantine, that tested positive. But I never heard this many from one police department being quarantined. But, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just trying to see how long they're going to have to keep up this whole thing, because these police officers will not be able to do their jobs, especially as this thing keeps spreading more and more, as we're seeing it's doubling and everything. I just don't see how they're going to do this contact job without them always being exposed to someone out here. To me, it's next to impossible for that to happen. And it's a job that they can't do this from home. They really can't. Not the way they set this job up. Even from the beginning, they were plantation officers. And even if we took it all the way back to the beginning, they would never have been able to patrol a plantation from their house. So this job was made for contact with the public. It can't be done any other way. And the sad part is now it's going to constantly expose these men and women to the virus on a regular basis. That's what it really is going to come down to. But y'all, please tell me what you think. That is absolutely mind boggling that a whole police department like that had to be quarantined. That is crazy. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.